All right. Shalom. Kohala Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone. Shalom. Salute to the elect. Coming at you once again with another video. This is Ashan. And the reason for this video, the reason for this lesson is I was thinking about the deliverance and how we're going to get up out of here, and the levels of belief, and it all boils down to faith, and that's something that a lot of these camps outside of Great Millstone don't have, because they don't believe. One thing I'm gonna start with is the charagma. A lot of camps don't teach that. Then they don't believe in the chariots. They rarely bring out how we're gonna get delivered, and they rarely even go into prophecy. And I was another thing I was thinking of too is the scripture of Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, and that's talking about the elect and their condition that they're going to be in the last days. And when you hear a lot of these people, and that's talking about when we get delivered, right? The people that the strangeness of their deliverance, because there's a lot of people going to die that know that they Israelites, you know. A lot of people that got the truth is going to die. So a lot of these scriptures are for people that they know they Israelites, you know. And I was just thinking about it, like, because a lot of these, camps call us bums, got all types of names for us, and that's what they start, and they referring that, starting with the elders and apostles on down, that's what they referring. Those they did Yahweh Shai the same way, they did Yahweh Shai the same way. So I'm gonna go into it. I'm going to go into Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. All right. This is Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. I'm going to start at 1. It says, "Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him." And a lot of these people in the truth, whether it be comments, because it's in the latter days, it's going to get ugly out here, It's going to get ugly out here. And a lot of us that got the truth, we're standing in great boldness, because you couldn't do this, I would say 70 years ago or 80 years ago, you would have got hung. Or even 90, I would say 90, a little less than 100 years ago, we couldn't come out there and push what we push, which is the truth, because Esau have us dealt with. And in some parts of this country, we were still in hardcore bondage, That really didn't stop until like the 20s and the 30s, when Jake finally got off them cotton fields and stuff like that. They say it stopped in 1865, but we know the Jim Crow laws and things like that, it took a while, So it says, afflicted him. We getting afflicted by these other camps, It says, and made no account of his labors, And that's, people in the truth mainly, and people out of the truth, That's saying that they walk by the camp. They got names for us, But starting with the elders and apostles on down, we out there laboring, for this truth, because it's not easy. I'm gonna say that, You got to stand up out in the cold, or hot, the heat, cold. How they say it, cold, whether it's rain, sleet. You know what I'm saying? for hours, sometimes up to 5 hours. We're not doing that for nothing. So it says, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. And I'm going to go back to the picture. Yeah, they're not expecting us to get delivered in this manner. But, the brothers in the truth, we believe in the chariots. We believe that we're going to get delivered. We believe that we're going to, so-called UFO, which is a chariot of the Heavenly Father and His Son, or chariots of Israel, or the Heavenly Father's chariots. Those vehicles, they're going to deliver us. We believe that wholeheartedly, And a lot of these camps don't believe that, They don't have any faith in that, Some of them make jokes about the charagma. Some of them make jokes about the chariots, So it's far beyond what they believe, because they don't have no belief. But when they see it, they're going to be shocked. They're going to be shocked because it's going to happen. We believe it's going to happen. Verse 3, it says, and they, repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit, shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision, and a proverb and of a reproach. And that's how these people look at us, even these people in the truth, and I believe this is going to be mainly people that's in the truth, because you got some brothers that look down on other brothers like this guy, some brothers might know more than other brothers, so it's like they're going to look at this talking about, guys in these other camps, sometimes even in Great Millstone, but you got, this is talking about people that know that they Israelites also. Because that's how they look at us. They look down on us. If you ain't got certain things, if you ain't got the latest this, that, and the third, then these IUIC, I'm gonna just be straight up. Some of these IUIC guys, if you ain't got the latest garment, the flashy garment, they look down on us. These guys coming out in bed sheets. So let's read it again. It says, this was he. Lord willing, let's say I get delivered or one of you brothers get delivered. That's how they're going to look at it. Like, the Lord chose him. It said, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision, and a proverb and of reproach. So what does a proverb mean? A word, a bad word, a byword. A byword. A word of reproach. They got names for us, bum lights and things like that. So the Lord chose him, and we're gonna get delivered. It's the strangeness of our salvation. I just read it, right? Yeah, the strange is good. I'm skipping up back to verse 2. It says, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. Going back to 3, it says, and they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves. So they're going to be groaning like, oh my goodness, what, him? This was he whom we had sometimes in derision, and a proverb of reproach. And that's also whoever's around you that see the deliverance, whether it be a 2/3 or a heathen, a Edomite, I'm sure brothers got jobs, you might have an Edomite boss that look down on you. These Edomites are proud anyway, so they look down on Jake anyway. But we're the Hebrew Israelites. They're the heathens. They're lower than us. We're better than them. But they had us in derision for so long that they looked down on us like, him? How could this be? Groaning, Scriptures say groaning for, I can never pronounce that word, anguish. Anguish of spirit. So say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach. Check this, check out the 4th verse. It says, we fools accounted his life madness. And that's how these other groups look at us. Like, these guys are madmen. You go, we out in Cat, we get those stares. When they walk past us, here it is, we telling them the truth what's about to happen. They walk past us like, these guys are losers. That's how a lot of people look at us, as losers. Well, yeah, I'll be a loser in this world, but we're going to be winners in the kingdom to come, which is Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. The Lord, the Heavenly Father setting his son up to rule in his kingdom, So they look at us as losers, Some of these guys ain't got houses, cars. They ain't got the chain swinging left and right, So they look at us, a lot of people in the truth, mainly, and out the truth, look down on certain brothers. But guess what? Those brothers that you look down on, they're the ones that are going to be delivered. It says, we fools accounted his life madness. Yeah, they look at us as fools. They look at us as madmen. Like, his life is madness. His life is fucked up. He ain't got nothing. They come out on the corners downtown yelling, telling our people to wake up. Chariots, UFOs coming to deliver us. They talk about God as a black man. They always talking about Jesus is a black man. Madness. It says we fools. So in the they gonna be the fools. They're gonna be the fools. Accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor. So yeah, I was just dwelling on this part right here, Wisdom of Solomon, because these people, I was thinking about it, like these camps that got the flashy garments and the theoretic, you got certain speakers, top speakers in these camps. They're all dramatic and theoretic, and they got the numbers. Some of them even got the women. They got the women, attracting the women just to get the money coming in. Things like that. They look at us as our life is madness, man. Even in these other camps, man. And here it is. They got the scriptures, and they don't take an account of the real prophets or the true prophets of the Heavenly Father and what type of condition they would be in these days. They can't put two and two together. You know what? 1 and 2 together. You know why? Because it wasn't meant for them. A lot of them are most likely of the elect, but some of them going to come up out of that. The Lord going to have his men. The Lord is tricky. The Lord is amazing. I'm going to say that because, the Lord is great. The Lord is terrible, So here have you, you can't put the Heavenly Father in a box, his thinking is far beyond us or how we can put things together. So you might look at him, if you read some of these scriptures, you would like, how can he be a man of the Lord? Don't put the Heavenly Father in a box, Shit, in a million years, I wouldn't think that I would be doing what I'm doing. But that's all the Heavenly Father. That's all the power of the Heavenly Father, How would we think that Esau came and end up being over us? Here it is, the dark ages, going, but we were great people. But the Esau took us down. That had to be the power of the Heavenly Father, you know? So you can't put the Heavenly Father in the box. These other camps, through the Spirit, they're going to look us, they're going to be the, you're going to have the 2/3 in these other camps too, looking down on us. Lord willing, we are of that number, you know? So I hope this was edifying to the body. Till again, Shalom.